I want some of your brown sugar. I want some of your brown sugar.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. This is Brownsugar Commentary, and I'm your girl, Kayla. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe for more videos about Black entertainment, Black womanhood, whatever, because I feel like talking about this week. All right, let's get right into it. So we are doing our weekly Insecure Season 5 recap and review. This is episode 7, Chillin' Okay. So I'm probably going to break down my review or my recap into two parts, which is Issa and the girls and Lawrence and Condola, because they're kind of like a non-factor. Like, it's a factor, but it's a non-factor. You feel me? So we're just going to talk about. We'll talk about it at the end, but the bulk of this will be just what was happened with Issa and the girls. So as I just said, this episode was really mostly a girls' night in with Issa and her girls, Molly, Kelly, and Tiffany. And this is mostly to be, like a little chill girls' night in to help, help Molly get her mind off of things, be an emotional support system for her, because as we know, Molly's mother suffered a stroke and she's still in the recovery process. And although she woke up from her coma last episode, it's still pretty up in the air as to if she's ever going to speak again. Does she need, physical therapy, speech therapy, all those type of things? It's a very long road ahead, and it's going to be very emotionally taxing and draining. So it's just amazing that Molly has her girls to support her like this. But they're all at Issa's house, okay? They all decide they having the Mary Jane, they have the liquors going. It's a good time, okay? At first, I think they were all supposed to go to the spa, but then that quickly gets canceled because I think there was a leak or a flood or something to where they couldn't go anymore, so they just mostly decided to stay in. And when they stay in, they play this game called Questions in a Hat, where they just pull out questions and they have to answer them. It's for a messy time. It's for a messy time, because you already know with these four ladies, it's gonna be mess, okay? It's gonna be mess, all right? We ain't really seen the girlies together for real, since Coachella back in what, not 2000, the season 2, I think it was, or 3, maybe season 3. I think it's season 3. And although we did see them earlier this season together, all four of them, it was kind of different because Tiffany's husband was there and they were at a reunion. It was a whole different vibe. So now they could completely let loose, have a good time for this girls' night in and spill. Okay, so so a lot of these questions are very spicy. I think each of them have to write the questions out and then put it in the hat, and then they all just read them. So some of the questions included, if you had to if you had to be with the person that you last slept with, like, for the rest of your life, how would you feel? And this is when Issa reveals to the girls that her and Nathan are not in a great space right now, because you guys remember last episode, things was real up in the air with the two of them. Issa told Nathan that she loved him like 2 episodes ago, and he has yet to say it back, and that caused a big fight between them, and they kind of like did a passive aggressive, let's just let bygones be bygones, but it's probably some weird energy still with the two of them. Another one was, do you have any regrets? And I think Tiffany was like, or if you had to do everything over again, would you do anything different? And I think Tiffany said she would keep things around the same. I think Molly said, I think this was the question, she said, like, loving people more intentionally, or being more intentional and loving people and letting them know that you love them and stuff like that. And that's a pretty, like, on-brand response for what she's going through. And then essentially what Kelly was saying, like, basically living life more intentionally as well, also because, her whole new lease on life since she was dead. And then Issa was finding out what she wanted to do sooner, which I think, I'm one of those people that think everything happens for a reason. Everybody's journey is different. And I feel like if things didn't happen the way it did for Issa, she probably would never found out that that was what she wanted to do. Like, it probably would have took even longer if the events did not unfold the way that they did. So, it is what it is. Another conversation that they had during this little game was about Lawrence. Issa does bring up the fact that she saw Lawrence and Condola at the hospital when she was with Molly, and she assumes that him and Condola are together because she sees she saw the 3 of them, even though I wouldn't assume that off the bat, knowing Lawrence. But I can get it. And that's when Kelly and Tiffany revealed to her that, you know, Lawrence and Condola was not on good terms the last time they saw them at the little birthday party. So it is to be assumed that they're not together. If they are, things is on shaky ground. So be happy that you kind of dodged that bullet. And that's when, you know, Issa is kind of contemplating her decision. Like, should she have broken up with him? Should she have stayed with him? And all of that. And, you know, mostly the girls have been quite supportive. Like, I think Tiffany said, you know, a choice is like, you know, your choice is your choice. Like, yeah, it may seem a safe choice, but you know, it made sense to you in that moment, and that's all that matters. And even though this could be the foundation for you making silly decisions, I am a firm believer that Issa made the right choice in not being with Lawrence during this whole thing. Like, I think it would have made things way more messier and way more complicated. And given what we're seeing with Lawrence and Condola now, I don't think they would be able to get to that place if Lawrence was still in the relationship. Because I feel like Condola might have felt some way about it, or Issa might feel a way about it. Like somebody somewhere would be upset. Okay. And I already told y'all I'm not really, like I said, the more I think about Lawrence and Issa's relationship, I don't believe that they belong together at this point. I think, like I said, both of them have grown way past the point of being together. I feel like it's just being comfortable and it's something that feels familiar. That's just how I feel. Feel how y'all want to feel. I know there's a Lawrence that wants Lawrence and Issa get together, and the way this episode ended, which we're gonna get to, is giving very much a reunion. I'm not here for it. Not here for it. But yeah, so there was that. And yeah, the other one was like, if you could sleep with one of your friend's exes, who would it be? And you know Kelly wrote that question. I just know she did. But Kelly and Tiffany say, or I think it was Issa's ex. So Molly says some ex Issa must have had, or fling she had in college. And Tiffany and Kelly unanimously says Daniel, and I would have to agree. Daniel was Issa's finest ex, okay? He was a bit of a cornball, okay, in terms of personality, but that face card was never declining. That was a fine man, okay? I wouldn't mind seeing him one last time, just a quick glance. You know, it's been a minute, and the only other movie I've seen or thing I've seen of him was The Photograph. And that was like, what, 2 years ago at this point? I need to see that actor on my screen again in a series, in a movie, something. He is too fine to not constantly be everywhere, okay? But yes, justice for Daniel, though. Justice for Daniel. But that was really funny. But yeah, the night goes on, and they're supposed to be going out to dinner. And Issa has on this bomb like dress. I think it's either a dress or like a shirt, like an asymmetrical shirt and a skirt, but it's bomb. Like, wardrobe is just doing the damn thing this season, especially where Issa's concerned. Like, we have really came a long way, okay? But she's looking the frick good. Even Tiffany gives her a compliment. You know, Tiffany will be complimenting folks like that. Like, you know what I mean? Also, we get an update on Molly and her little work bae, okay? I think his name was what, Tareen, something like Tareen, right? Tareen, I want to say. She has a brief moment where she was talking to him on the phone. You can see her cheesing from corner to corner, okay? And she kind of used a little flirty voice, and the girls pick up on it, and they're like, what's tea? What's going on? And she's just saying he's, you know, always asking her about her mother. He's been really supportive, and, you know, she can kind of see the potential with the two of them, and they're kind of encouraging her to go for it. And that's really cute, because, you know, I feel like it's been a minute since we see Molly so excited about somebody. Also, Dro calls in this episode, which was super random, and I hope that she blocked that number. I don't want to see Dro. We don't need to tie up that loose end. It's done. Molly is healing. Leave her alone, Dro. Leave her alone. I don't want to revisit. I feel like they're just trying to bring everybody up from the crevices except for Daniel. If we're going to bring somebody from the crevices, bring back Daniel. I don't want to see Dro. Okay, I don't. No shade to the actor. I just feel like his character had his time. It's finished now. Stop it. Molly don't need no more mess, okay? She don't. But yeah, so that was cute. I forgot to mention that. But going back to the dinner, they end up not going to dinner because they have a little bit of an emotional moment because Tiffany reveals to the girls that her husband took a job in Denver, so she'll be moving soon. And so, of course, everyone's real shocked and like, what's going on? Like, you know, like, what do you mean you moving? What you mean? Especially Kelly. And Kelly's shocked because, of course, if anyone were to know this information before anybody else, it would be Kelly, because Kelly and Tiffany are pretty close. So, she was like, I didn't really want to tell you because that would make it real. And, she's feeling a little bit way about it because, of course, why would not? Like, I'm pretty sure all these women are from this area and has lived there for God knows how long. And then you're going to be away from, like, the friend, your close friends and stuff. That's definitely tough. And she has her fears because, as we know, she had postpartum right after she had her baby. So she to be so far from her, like, central support system is going to be a little bit tough, a little bit rough. But, they're assuring to her, like, we'll be on the first flight to be there for you and all that good stuff. And like I said, Kelly is the most emotional because that's her girl, okay? So they decide not to go to dinner. They decide, put on their PJs, smoke some more, okay, drink some more. And they have a little wait to ask her moment, which I loved. I loved that the vibe that this episode had. And they're having fun. And that's when Issa feels inspired. Because after Molly gets that random phone call from Dro, she decided she needs to call Lawrence, and Molly's like, do not do that, girl. You were high and you were drunk. That's just what the drunkenness and the highness is telling you to do that. You do not want to call that man. And she's just like, okay. Or she's like, well, if you want to do that, if you still want to do that when you're sober, then do it. But, like, don't do this now because you ain't going to say words are going to come out right. It's going to be messy boots. Just leave it alone. And they continue to just enjoy their night. Kelly says something about she got Daniel Kaluuya to hop in her DMs and try to say that she invited him over. That was hilarious. But nonetheless, they go on with their night. Next day, the girls leave. It's beautiful. And then text Issa and says, hit me up when you're free or something like that. She calls him. He finally tells the girl that he loves her. Okay, praise Sky Daddy, okay? And, he's saying, he's never really told anybody that, which is why he's been hesitant to say it. But he does care about her, and he was, he's apologized for how he was acting last episode. My king, I don't care what y'all say. I do not care. While I do think I kind of see it why y'all don't see it for Issa and Nathan. And like I said, I do think it's not giving endgame with the two of them. I don't care. I'm here for the ride, okay? Okay, it just sounded so good when he said it. He's like, I love you, Issa. He said it twice. I said, that's my boy. That's why you're my king, okay? I don't care about Lawrence. I don't care about none of them other Dusties. I know it's going to be you and me, Nathan. If you and Issa don't work out, it could be me and you. You feel me? But it was really sweet. You could see Issa really was... Well, you see, the thing is, I don't feel like she was ecstatic. That's why I know this junk is not... I don't expect her to be over the moon because she's a grown woman. But, I just don't feel like the spark that Nathan and Issa once had, I feel like it's died out. And that's why I'm not certain that this is going to be lasting more than the next episode or two. It's not giving that. So there's that. But and then the episode ends on a bit of a cliffhanger, if you want to call that, because Lawrence calls back. And I'm just like, why? And speaking of Lawrence, let's get into what he's been doing this episode. Basically, Lawrence and Condola are in a great place. That's basically what that is. They're communicating really well. It's obvious that the baby has spent the night at Lawrence's place a couple of times at this point, which was not happening, okay, a couple of episodes ago. And like I said, even like... and Lawrence and Condola are hanging out. He's volunteering to fix her stuff. She calls him a great dad. He's helping her, teaching her little tricks to feed the baby. It's giving healthy co-parenting, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it 100% because it was giving ghetto boots like 3-4 episodes ago. That was not the vibes, okay? And so... Condola even reveals to him at some point during the episode that she was considering not keeping the baby because of how bad of a place they were in. But, she's happy that she didn't make the decision. And Lawrence was talking about how he was kind of being a jerk in the beginning of everything. And he's kind of, still sorry for that. And, they're washing dishes. It's a good time. He goes home. It's great. And that's kind of basically where we're at with that. I guess that was just them showing us that, they worked on things, even though... I don't know. Maybe it would have been nice to see a little bit of a therapy session with the two of them or something, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of things this season just feel like they get resolved very quickly. Like, it's like, okay, one episode everything's in shambles, the next episode everything's fixed. Like, that's how I feel about Molly and Issa. Like, yeah, they kind of showed a little bit of the recovery process, but like, it was like one episode things was awkward, next episode 100% like we're sleeping in the same bed having a good old time together. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, okay, I get it, but I don't. Like, the fact that there's still not any type of weird vibe after such, they physically fought. And yeah, I guess what, it's been a year since the first episode. Like, after the first episode, it's like a 1 year time jump. I'm still like, that's it? Like, you know? I don't know. That could just be me overthinking things, but I just feel like that's the only thing I can say is a little bit meh with this season. Is just like, it feels like things just get so resolved and so quickly that like we really don't get time to marinate in some things. I'm not saying drag it out, but like, come on, like, be realistic here. But yeah, like I said, I mean, it's not about Lawrence and Condola anyway. I already was kind of like, why are we seeing the two of them? Like, just make it all about the girls all episode. I really don't care what the hell these two got going on. Y'all got a whole episode. I'm good. Okay? That's just me, though. But yeah, that was essentially the episode in a nutshell. I'm assuming next episode we're going to see what's going to happen with Lawrence and Issa, and that's really annoying because I'm like, her and Nathan finally in a goddamn good place, and she going to see this man, and either A, she going to cheat on this man, or some old feeling will come up, she going to start doing some foolishness, because you know Issa indecisive, so I feel like, that's what I'm saying, it's going to be the final straw for Nathan. They going to break up. It's never going to happen again. But I mean, I wouldn't be completely heartbroken, but you know, I'll be a little sad. I'll be a little sad. But like I said, the spark has definitely, given Issa's reaction to when Nathan said that he loved her, she just didn't seem super over the moon about it. And I don't know, because the phone call kind of distracted her or what, but like, see, that Lawrence is always ruining everything. Always ruining everything. But I feel like that's definitely going to complicate things. Like I said, Issa needs to leave that man alone. Let that man be a daddy and go. But then who's to say if Lawrence even wants to be with Issa at this point? I don't know. A lot of things has happened. It's been a year. I don't know. Will we see new developments with Molly and her worker bae? I don't know. Will we get a Kelly episode? I got to say it every week. We only got 3 episodes left, y'all. Will we finally get a Kelly episode? I don't know, but I know that if we get to 10 episodes and Kelly don't get her episode, I will riot at dawn. HBO headquarters, okay, Issa and executive producers around this, y'all gonna hear my mouth, okay? But will Crenshaw make another appearance? Will Daniel make another appearance? I just want Daniel to come back for 2 seconds. That's all I want. But yeah, y'all let me know everything y'all thought about this episode, what y'all think about the season so far, all your predictions, your thoughts, your grievances down in the comments. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll definitely see y'all in my next episode. Peace out.